Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here. Today we are back with another figure unboxing video, and we take a continuation ticket on our Omnibus versus Super, all those fun acronyms, Ichiban Kuji. Obviously we took a look at the perfect cell from this set recently, and now we are hopping back in with this Dragon Ball. Not Dragon Ball, well, I mean, okay. Technically, I guess, Dragon Ball Super Trunks, because the box apparently likes to think so, even though this is clearly a Cell Saga character. But of course, when it comes to these Dragon Ball figures, a lot of the time they like to label them as Dragon Ball Super, even though obviously that's not really the case. I am very excited to take a look at this figure though, because I do not have a Super Trunks in my collection, and I think it would be really cool to have one. So we have this guy today, and I actually really like the look of this figure from what I've seen of it. And I think he's going to be pretty big. I mean, you should maybe be able to tell that considering how big my man is in the frame here. My man is huge. Let's go ahead and cut this open. We always got to cut the tape to make sure we don't forget. Bada boom. Wonderful. Flip that bad boy over. I will say this box is thinner than I thought it was going to be. And I don't mean that in like, you know, the actual cardboard. I mean this way, it's kind of thinner than I thought it was going to be. I don't know why. Oh, that's right. We have to cut for these Ichiban Kuji boxes. They're kind of goofy. I don't know if I can get this on camera. Yeah, kinda. You have to cut the tape here, because then after you do that, you can now open it up and get the tab out from under the other tab. Pull this out. There we go. And I think maybe now we can get access. Yes. Access granted indeed. Please? There we go. Alright, yeah, and it unfolds. Perfect. Oh, wow. He's actually in a clamshell. Alright. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to bump the camera there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get my man out of his plastic casing here. I guess it makes sense because this figure is so big that he would be in a clamshell, but like I guess I just kind of didn't expect it. Oh my gosh, he's actually way bigger than I thought, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's take a look at this bad boy. Oh wow, that's a really nice looking figure. Holy cow. Okay, let's get the man out of the box here real quick. I'm actually quite excited about this, I'm not gonna lie. I've been looking forward to this figure for a while. I remember when they announced this, I was actually very excited because obviously we do not get Super Trunks figures basically ever. Alright, this has tape on it too. I forgot. Let me go ahead and cut the sides here. There we go. Did I just cut him? Maybe, but I think it'll be okay. It was just his foot. Alright. Funny enough, there are like little tabs there. I'm sure you heard those like clicking open, but they weren't really like tabbed in. They were kind of just taped down, which I'm glad that they taped it. Alright. Wow, this is just one big boy. Can he stand on his own? Yeah, okay. He doesn't even need the stand, although the stand is included there in the slot in the bottom there. Alright. Let's go ahead and take a look at this man. Oh, that plastic is going to be annoying, isn't it? That big clamshell. Alright. Anyway, let's go ahead and pull it off of him. It's literally just like resting around him, basically, in terms of, well, how the plastic is like tied around him. I think you know what I mean. Alright! So this is the boy right here. Let me lower the camera a little bit so you can get a more full look at the figure. Honestly, I am quite impressed with how this guy... There we go. Sorry about that. We have the boy Super Trunks actually just standing here pretty well. He is a little bit wobbly, but I don't think he'll need the stand. I'll probably put it on him anyway, just in case. But, I mean, he can stand fairly well without it. Again, as you can see, I'm kind of moving him a little bit, and he is wobbling a little bit for sure. That is also, I think, because his feet might be a little bit uneven, but when you wobble him, he kind of just goes back into place there, which is interesting. Let's go ahead and see. He's honestly a lot lighter than I expected. His bottom half may actually be hollow. I'm not positive on that, though. Let's go ahead and put the foot base on, though. Let's see. How much of a difference does that make? I guess that's better. Honestly, it kind of feels worse. Low-key, it kind of feels worse because he was already a little wobbly before. Oh, no, okay. I pressed it down, and now it feels a little bit more stable. Okay, yeah. Definitely a little bit better. So let's go ahead and take a look at the intricate details of this guy now. First of all, I really, really like the face. I think they absolutely nailed it for sure. It looks exactly like how Super Trunks looks. I will say, I do feel like the hair pieces are a little bit too thin, in my opinion. Like, obviously, they're super long and super crazy when he goes into Super Trunks. But I almost feel like they're a little bit too thin. He's kind of got that banana hair effect going on. I also want to see, on the box, yeah, at least to me, on the box, let's go ahead and get his actual face in a little bit closer there, right? We'll try and get the light reflection off. There you go. I feel like his hair, right, is not as thick as it looks on the box. It's hard to get a good angle here, I'm sorry, because the box is so big, and so is he. It's hard to include both of them in the frame here, but you can kind of tell there, especially with some of those ones on the top. I don't know. I just feel like that definitely a little bit, the hair is a little bit thinner than on the box, which it's okay. It's not the worst thing. Definitely there could be more problems with this figure, absolutely, but I just thought it was something interesting to point out. I feel like the body looks perfect, though. If anything, maybe he could even be a little bit more bulky. I don't know. But I think it works really, really well. The Saiyan armor as well is also done super, super nice. I think it's sculpted very well. I love the shading in the creases of all the muscle definition as well here. Very, very cool that they put those harsh blacks in there. Obviously to sort of emphasize the different creasing against the dark blue here. It almost looks like custom painted with the way that they have it, like especially on this arm here. Very, very interesting. But yeah, overall this figure looks fantastic. The shoes as well even look really, really good. Again, I love it when they do figure shoes like this where they sort of make it look like they're actually wearing the shoe, right? Because they have the leg go in. And one amazing thing that I can say about this figure, I can't believe I'm saying this, I really don't see any QC issues off the right bat here. I think the only thing maybe that I see is like my hair right here, and I don't even know if you'll be able to see that, but this hair piece right here, there is a little bit of a scuff. You can kind of see it right there. But honestly, that's basically negligible. Like, there's a small mark on the back right there you can see. But this is probably one of the best figures I've opened recently in terms of QC from Bandai. Like, there is really not much on this figure that I could say is a issue in terms of quality control problems. Props to Bandai for sure. This is an awesome looking figure. Let's go ahead and move on to some size comparisons now. Alright, bringing our usual contenders into the fray, we of course have the Ichiban Kuji and the WCF Gotenks, or WCF Gotenks. The Ichiban Kuji Gotenks and the WCF Goku, excuse me. Obviously, this being a Ichiban Kuji figure, and not to mention, this figure is obviously a Masterlise figure, so of course it fits a little bit more with that scale. This guy is a pretty decently sized figure. I'm talking this guy is bare minimum, dun 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 dun. Yeah, maybe to his highest hair spike, he's about 12 inches. I know from the angle on the camera, it is a little bit different than that, but I would say just under the 12-inch mark with his hair, for sure. Like, if he didn't have all the hair going crazy, it would maybe be a little bit shorter, but yeah, this guy is definitely about a foot tall. That is absolutely insane, if I do say so myself. Wow, okay. Let's go ahead and compare this guy now to some other figures. I don't have too many comparisons for you today, because I don't really have that many Cell Saga figures that would compare, especially in this scale. So, Sorry, I gotta blow the dust off. I wanted to bring this guy out because I feel like he was a bit of a companion figure. Obviously from a different section of the Cell Saga, when Trunks returns to the future to take out the androids, we of course have ya boy, the black shirt tank top Trunks. And these actually do look pretty cool together. I quite like the way that these figures look. It would be awesome if someday, when I have a little bit more space to kind of spread out my figures, I can make a full Trunks cabinet. Because by this point, I do have a couple of different forms of Trunks represented in my figure collection by now. So the Super Trunks is honestly one of the last ones in terms of canon forms that I think I would even need to get for that. But yeah, these two look awesome together. And of course, you know that I had to bring out ya boy from the last video, especially considering he is in the same Ichiban Kuji, and of course he was sort of advertised as the companion figure to Trunks. We have the Ichiban Kuji versus Omnibus Cell. And oh my gosh, look at these two, ladies and gentlemen. They look so dope together. Oh my gosh. Obviously, it is really cool to finally have some more Cell Saga figures in the collection. And I think that these two don't disappoint, especially with each other. Obviously, the Super Trunks scene is very iconic, and even though this Cell is obviously just based off of the artwork where he's just standing there waiting for the Cell games to start, I think that these fit pretty well together too, since Trunks is all mad that he can't land a hit, and Cell is standing there all smug. These guys look fantastic together. The one thing I will comment about them is that in terms of being from the same set though, they do look a little bit different in terms of the style, right? Like, the sculpting style is a little bit different, I feel like, but that could also just be akin to the very big difference in Trunks and Cell's designs. Obviously, Trunks is more human-like and a lot more muscular, especially in this form. And of course, Cell is a lot more lean, right? And he also has a lot more shiny bits, where of course Trunks has none of those. So they do fit well together. I would say though, if I was none the wiser, I don't know if I would think that these two would be from the same set, which is kind of a first. But to be fair, this Ichiban Kuji set does have kind of a lot of random characters in it. So I suppose you wouldn't think that these two would also be in the same set with Omega and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta either. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really like this figure. I am actually shocked how much I like this figure. Like, I knew I was going to enjoy it, but honestly, now that I have it out of the box, I am quite impressed with this guy. If you would like to pick him up, of course, I'll leave some links in the description to do so. And if you pick him up from Amazon, of course, if he's available for a good price, with my Amazon link, I do get a little bit of an extra cut with no extra cost to you, so you're supporting your boy, so thank you so much for that. And, of course, if you would also like to support your boy a little bit further, we do have the Patreon, which is exclusively for the figure unboxing channel, so if you would like to support me opening up and reviewing and unboxing more figures like this, hopefully some more Cell Saga going forward, you can do so over on the Patreon. But of course, you watching the video is what I value the most, so thank you so much for that. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.